Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome to episode 161 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily Jones. She is Julie Dobbs. We are not together again because we got some issues. Julie. We're going to be having some changes coming our way here on The Mom Game. We're not going anywhere, but we're in a little bit of a transition period, aren't we?
Yeah. So we usually have just general issues.
Which I've got those too, trust me.
That's usually where we're at. Like, what issues do you have? What issues do I have? Now we have studio and other thing issues. So this isn't even on us. We're doing the best that we can to resolve said issues, and I think we have a good solution in place. But yeah, I think the big news this week is that things are changing.
We're a little bit homeless. We're a little bit homeless right now. Just a little bit.
The Mom Game
is homeless. We're a little bit homeless.
I'm hoping I don't have to set up like a whole home that's got like multi-levels and somewhere to put all my groceries and different changes of clothes for the weather. I'm hoping our homelessness is just temporary.
Yes, it is. We're going to figure this out, and hopefully our listeners will not notice much of a difference other than the fact that we're not in a studio and we're not together, but that won't be that way for long. So right now we're just kind of working through some things. And so
we are.
Hopefully you can hear us and we sound just the same and maybe even a little better. And we'll have more of a definitive plan in the weeks to come, but we're going to power on through just like we power on through with life and all that other shit. And boy, is there a lot of that other shit going on right now. Lots of stuff going on. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I'm drinking water from a fire hydrant right now. Like I just feel completely and totally overwhelmed. Like I don't know if baseball's kicking my ass or if it's this just getting back into baseball mode or the fact that spring training basically bled into the start of the regular season. And so I can't seem to get caught up. I can't seem to get my feet under me. I can't seem to get my shit in order, and it's making me a little bit crazy because I feel I don't do well feeling unsettled. And right now I feel like everything, just balls in the air coming at my face, slapping me in the back of the head, hitting me in the ass, like all that kind of stuff. So like many parents, moms, dads, kids, that feeling of being overwhelmed is a super shitty one, but It is what it is, and we're gonna figure shit out and power through it.
Yeah, things work out. It's probably with baseball season too. It's like I know with my radio show, it's like when I started that, it was super excited about it, and you can handle it, but it's like, okay, here's 4 hours plus of my day that I'm taking out of like productivity for other things.
Yeah.
Whether it's like Mom Game or Dub or family stuff or kids or grocery shopping, whatever it is, like that was taking that large chunk of time. And so for you, it's,
9
when you do
9 hours a day. That is
9 hours a day.
Like I'm here in the ballpark.
And you're locked in. Yeah. You've got to be locked in. So that's probably part of it. And then, of course, just the timing of our studio uh, move, because we have been at the same place for since we started the show, and it was pretty comfy for us, and it was easy, and we knew what was going to happen and who was going to do what and what it was going to look and sound like, and that is all changing, and it's changing rather abruptly for us. So I think that probably is a lot. It's a lot to figure out, but I know we'll figure out that side of it. And the cool thing is like really all we need is me and you and a platform to put us on, and
All we need is
uh,
us.
all we
All we
need,
need is
all we need
us.
is all we need is us. So we got to take care of us.
I know, and it sucks because I would love a glass of wine right now, but I'm already at work and we're not even together, and I can't even have a glass of wine. And I should have brought my
Yeah,
early birds, but that probably wouldn't have been a good thing at work either. Early bird, by the
start
way,
slurring your words on TV.
seriously, the early bird has been clutch though, because normally my natural reaction after I get off work is to go home and have a glass of wine or two so I can unwind. And now I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time to sit and relax. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Hmm.
drive my ass home. I am going to pop a couple of early birds. I'm going to brush my teeth, take off my makeup, and get in bed. Because I know I have
Yeah,
to get up at 5 in the morning so I can start this whole shit over again. And so shout out to
that's
my
how I'm
friends at
feeling.
Early Bird for getting me, getting my head right so I can turn my mind off and go to sleep. And I actually had lunch with a friend just before we started shooting this, and he was telling me, he's like, "Hey, those Early Bird, those are legit. Like I'm a believer." And so yeah, that they work.
Good.
And so thanks to Early Bird for helping me hold on to my last bit of sanity and for me to get some sleep, because right now my wheels are turning so fast and at such a ridiculous pace that I'm not sure I could turn it off by myself, and it might take more than 2 glasses of wine to turn it off. So thanks, Early Bird, for helping this girl
Thanks.
out.
That's exactly right. And you can find what is it, earlybirdcbd.com if you want to go buy some of your own.
Yeah, slash
And we've got the
Early Bird.
link.
Yeah, earlybird.com/TMG. You get 20% off your first order.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's good stuff. I
it
love
is good
spreading
stuff.
the early bird word.
Yes.
Spread the word with early bird.
So what's going
Um,
on with you? I've just done 5 minutes of bitching about being overwhelmed.
well,
How are you doing?
um, I was just looking wistfully at somebody that was walking their dog and chit-chatting with a friend, if that
Hmm.
tells you anything. Like, oh, my poor dog would love to be walked.
I know. I need to start
um,
walking mine too. That's,
I
yeah.
know.
No,
It's
that
just
would
one
be,
more thing.
I know. I know.
Yeah. No, I'm still trying to figure out the schedule, and I don't think it'll ever get figured out. From what I've heard from other people that work in morning shows is that it just kind of always sucks and you never really get into a routine. Like last week, I felt like I had a pretty good week where I had energy after the show, and I did walk the dog or like do some form of exercise. And this week I'm back to like wanting to take a nap until bedtime. And so it's like a tough way to go through life when you feel like you need to take a nap all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you getting to bed
so, but,
earlier?
um, yes, 2 nights ago I got to bed by 10. Last night it was 11 again. And I even had the kids to bed early last night, but that's when I finally get to like prep for the show. And so just depends. Sometimes I have like little show prep, sometimes I have a lot of show prep. And we interviewed Sudsy today, who is the longtime Dallas Stars equipment manager. He's been there forever, 22 years, and he's retiring. And I wanted to have him on my segment today, the Zen Bin, and he wanted all of the questions up front because he's nervous. Like he
Aw.
doesn't normally do interviews. So I was gonna do it all today, but I was like, oh hell. So I wrote out the whole interview last night and sent it to him just so he wasn't nervous about anything. And by that point it was 11,
Yeah.
So it's usually like something that ends up taking me to 11 o'clock. But we're figuring it out, it's fine. Kelly's out of town this week till Thursday, and then we get the Thursday's the last regular season game, and then we get a little. I haven't even thought past Thursday, but actually, what'll happen is we'll get like a break until Monday, like because the playoffs
Four
will
whole
start. I think
days.
Yeah. Like, that's like all-star break style stuff, you know? Um, so so that will be nice, but I think it's getting there. This week has been just like no breaks. And then the kids home yesterday. Ryder came home early yesterday and got a call from the school nurse today was I when I was in a iHeart meeting again, and she said that he's trying to pull off another tummy ache. I mean, those weren't her words, but she was like, "Oh, Ryder says that his stomach is hurting again." I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no." He's learned that if he goes and tells the nurse a really convincing argument about his stomach, that he might get picked up from school. He had never done it before until yesterday.
Yeah.
And now that he knows, that's like the secret, to going home from school. So I'm like, he spent all afternoon yesterday fine. He went to soccer practice. He begged
And,
me
like,
for ice
asking for ice
cream.
cream, yeah, that's when you know,
Yes.
like, you're not yeah.
Yes.
So the one thing I would tell my kids when they would do that, like, okay, if you come home sick, there's no nothing. There's no sports.
Yeah.
There's no talking to friends. There's no hanging out. There's no practice. There's no on your device. There's no nothing. You can lay your ass in bed and you can watch a television show. That's it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And so that becomes
Yeah.
really unappealing after a few times where they're like, okay, well, this kind of sucks. And I'm really kind of okay. So I should probably just suck it up.
Right.
But it takes a while
Yeah.
for them
I
to
did
get
not
there.
let him come home today.
There you
I told the
go.
nurse, I was like, you go back in there and you tell him to have some water and to go back to school. And then I'll talk to him later when we are trying to figure out if you're going to go to football or not. That's
Right.
when we'll figure out how you're feeling. So I was like, because he came home yesterday and just beat me down to high hell, like till bedtime, So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So,
We don't have time for this, Ryder.
so no, we don't have time for all
We
this.
don't have time for all
But
this.
no, everything's pretty good on my end. I'm not trying to cover long baseball games every day, although not as long.
No, it's been fun. Let's do a little sportsy stuff. Let's do some sports scores.
Let's
We talked
do
about the
it.
Stars a tiny bit, but yeah, let's get into the Rangers and a little bit more about the Stars. And then I mean the Mavericks,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the Mavericks don't deserve much of our time,
They
but
don't.
let's do talk sportsy stuff, and this is brought to us by our friends over at Panther City. There is one more opportunity to go check them out if you haven't yet already. Hopefully you have, because you've been hearing us talk about them, and Emily and I told you how fun it was to go out to a game. Panther City is professional lacrosse right here in DFW. It's in Fort Worth at Dickies Arena. It's so much fun. It's a lot of live, like up close and personal action. It's a fun sport that I think your kids will be intrigued by. Ryder all of a sudden wants to play lacrosse, and I'm like, no, dude, you've already got like 5 sports. We're not playing lacrosse, not now at least. But it's fun. My kids definitely got Panther City fever after we went. We highly recommend it. It's been so just awesome to partner with them and for them to trust us to kind of spread the word about them as they really try and grow the game here in North Texas. So one more opportunity. It is April 21st at 7 o'clock. Tickets are very affordable. They start at $25, so you can get a full night out for the fam without breaking the bank. Go get your tickets at panthercitylax.com. We are Fort Worth. We are Panther City. And we do have discounted tickets available exclusively for our mom game listeners. Like we always do, we try to get you guys the hookup when you support our sponsors. And I think right now more than ever, we would really appreciate your support of some of these wonderful sponsors that have trusted us to spread the word about their companies. So panthercitylax.com. Go check it out.
Go check it out. And before we get to our sports score, it's one more little sponsor nugget. We have the return of one of our favorites. The place where I am right now, although probably the most unappealing place I could be in this ballpark, Globe Life. Our friends at Globe Life are back,
Yes.
and we are at Globe Life Field. And as we know, the job market right now is a very different landscape than it used to be. So whether you're attempting to balance work and home life, hello, or find a career that aligns with your goals and needs, it is a lot to juggle. Take my word for it. If you're looking for a career path that offers a flexible schedule, the ability to make a difference, and the independence to build your own business, take a look at Globe Life. Anyone watching the Texas Rangers play has seen the name Globe Life, but people may not know how much opportunity is there and how many successful women thrive in their careers with Globe Life. If you ever considered a career in the insurance industry, you should know that a growing number of women are finding true success within it. Globe Life has been around for generations and prides itself on its commitment to make their employees and their world a better place. With virtual and in person business models, you can find success wherever you are. If you want to be paid what you're worth, keep a flexible schedule, and find meaning in your career while being engaged in what matters most at home, reach out to Globe Life today at globelifeagents.com. It could change your trajectory in a way you never thought possible. That's globelifeagents.com to discover what a career at Globe Life can do for you. And you know what? It really does speak to the meltdown that I'm in the process of having. Um,
Oh no.
right now, I have, like, I think one of the hardest things for me is, can you see me still? I'm having
Yeah,
trouble
I can
finding
see you.
you. I can't see you, and it's kind of weird because I'm trying to talk to you. Anyway, what I was saying is, I think one of the hardest things to for me to transition when going to, into baseball mode is for how many ever, months out of the year I have that flexibility, right? I'm not working full time. I don't have a place to be at a certain time and have to stay there to a certain time. So I think that's one of the things that I'm struggling with. Um, is just not having that flexibility. And so that's what Globe Life is
Yeah.
pushing, that they realize that that's something that people need. They need flexibility. And for me it's 80 games a year. I'm going to be fine. I've just got to get my shit together. But if it's something that's long term and you feel like you're drinking water out of a fire hydrant or hose or whatever the saying is, like I am, then try to find something that's a fit that does give you that flexibility, because fuck, if this lasts much longer, I'm going to lose my marbles. So anyway, we're welcome back to Globe Life. We're so excited they're back on board. Love having them as a partner, especially since we're shooting or half the show in their building. So here we are.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
I know. I hope
Yes.
people really do check them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I should look
I was just
into
gonna
it.
say, like, I see posts all the time on my Lake Highlands moms. That's where I live, in Lake Highlands Facebook group. It's like moms looking to get back into the workforce or looking to change jobs, because they want something that's more flexible. And so we're telling you right here,
Yeah.
Globe Life can hook you up.
And just find something that work. Like
GlobeLifeAgency.com.
I said, I'm gonna get my shit figured out. But like, if I don't, I gotta pivot. I don't know. I just got too much shit going on. So I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, let's talk sports.
You
Let's
can
stop
do
talking
it.
about my meltdown. I can do it. Um, and I think too, because I'm such a fucking control freak, that like when I feel out of control, it just makes me bleh, all weird. So anyway,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk sports because we alluded to the Stars a little bit. Like, break it down for me. I haven't been following a lot other than baseball. What's there? Are they? You got one more game left, two more games left. What's the seating situation? Where we playing? Who we
Two.
playing? When's it starting?
I'm gonna try to work through those questions best I can. So,
Okay.
we have two regular season games left at the time of this taping, which is Tuesday. And they play a back to back with St. Louis. So they're going to play in St. Louis tomorrow night on Wednesday night, and then they're going to play St. Louis at home on Thursday. And so they are in really good shape right now. They're currently tied at the top of the Central Division and Western Conference with Colorado. I think they have like 102 points, and then Minnesota is 2 points back of them. So they do have a really good shot to win the conference and or division. So that's a huge deal. I mean, that's really hard to do, and they deserve it. They've been at the top of the Western Conference for so much of this season. I think it would only make sense for them to win the conference. And I do. I just feel like the team is playing, like after watching them for so many years and watching sports for so many years, but especially the Stars, like you just know when you have a team that you feel like is driving, and a team that looks good on paper and on the ice. And you've got like the veteran leadership, you've got the young guns, you've got the depth scoring, you've got the good goaltending. And in my opinion, those are the things that you need to make a run in the playoffs. And so I'm really feeling optimistic about this Stars team. They went through, they've definitely had their speed bumps on this season, but to finish the season the way they're finishing right now, I think they've won 3 in a row. They just destroyed Detroit on the road last night, 6-1.
I saw your
I think it
funny
was
tweet that
seven to
was
one in
like,
the end.
the Stars are up 6-0, ha ha ha, LOL or something. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like LOL, this is comical at this
Yeah.
point. They were scoring at will. Like at one point they had scored on 50% of the shots they had taken in the game. And so they were able to like pull Jake Ottinger in the game and get him a little more rest. So they're just playing really well right now. Joe Pavelski hit 1,000 points last night. And the whole team left the bench and went out on the ice to give him a hug, like basically during the game.
I know.
You
I
know, like
saw
they
that.
cleared the bench.
Yeah, I saw it on social media. It was so cute. Like that's so
It
cute.
was so cute.
They're a
Yeah.
cute little fun team. Like not that sounds like, look at but they're like fun and like they're easy to like and root for this team.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and they're having a lot of fun right now, and sometimes they're not. Like, look at the Mavericks. Like, they weren't having fun, and shit fell apart. Like,
Oh my
sometimes it's
gosh.
like let's get back to the
Hey,
basics. Like,
hey,
let's like
misery
come
loves
together as a
company.
team, you know, and and it pays
Yes.
off. Yeah.
Misery loves company, and the Mavericks make me feel like so much less of a disaster. Like compared to the Mavericks, I've got my shit together. Like they are a disaster. So that makes me feel better that there's a bigger
There's
shit show out there than
Emily, like
me, and they're named
you
the
have
Dallas
some
Mavericks.
questions. You have some questions in your life right now, but
I
I
do.
think you
I
have
do.
answers.
I
You have
do.
answers. You have a roadmap
I
to
do.
figure things out. You know what you need to do, and you can do
I
it.
do.
The Dallas Mavericks, however, no roadmap, a lot more money at stake. You have the future of superstar players on the line. Like I think that if I had to rate them, the Mavericks are doing worse than you, a lot worse
Okay,
than
there
you.
we go.
They're
All
gonna be
right.
okay.
Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Who else is a bigger disaster than me? Let's go. Just kidding. Um, yeah, what a disaster. What a shit show. They're a mess. We're gonna have all off season to talk about them because they're not gonna be in the playoffs, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about them. Before I cut you off though, I was asking you about, so who do you think we're playing? Who do you want to play? When do the playoffs start? Because this is when I lock in on the Stars. I get super geeked to
Okay,
watch Stars
good.
playoff hockey.
We're ready for you.
Thank you.
So so I think that the team would prefer to play the eighth seed. I think best case scenario is we're the one seed. We play the eight seed, which looks like it's going to be Seattle, the Kraken. And they think they match up pretty well against them. And they've done pretty well against them in the regular season games. So
Okay,
if
are you going to
that
still try
doesn't
and go to
happen, which is
Seattle?
I want to. I
You
want to. And
should.
it could
You
be
should.
soon.
Yeah, but
It
you
could be
should.
soon, and
You
I
should
haven't
make it
really thought
happen.
through that.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
I
I
should.
hope you can make it happen. I feel like you
Um,
deserve that, and I hope you do.
oh, that's sweet. I probably won't, but but
It's a great idea, and it's on my radar, but it's probably not going to happen.
I would love for that to happen. But you know how it is when you look at your calendar and you're like, well,
Like,
who's going
fuck.
to take care of my kids,
I
and who's going to take
know.
them to
I
soccer and
know.
football, and
So
the
what?
other
Let them miss.
spouse is
They
in
can miss.
Seattle.
I know. I know. I
Yeah,
know.
you're
There's too
right.
much shit to
It'd be
do.
fun. It's too much shit to do. My calendar. My calendar
I
is
know the
stressful.
calendar. Okay. Well, I'm fingers crossed for Seattle, and I want you to go. I'm gonna bully you into going
Thank
because I
you.
think you should.
Yeah,
Um, okay.
it would be
So
fun.
it would be
So
fun.
we'll see if that happens.
Okay.
But
Well, let's go
so the
Stars.
the two the 2 and 3 teams in the division will play each other. And that's something that's shifted, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or so seasons ago. They changed the playoff, like the structure of who you play and why, the seating structure, because they wanted to create more of a divisional rivalry within these little, like, NHL divisions that they restructured and made up, and they're like, now learn to hate each other, so our divisions that we made up are going to make more sense to people. I don't know, it seems kind of silly, but so 2 and 3 will play each other. So that's Minnesota and Colorado. It's us, Minnesota and Colorado, that are like really all neck and neck for the 1, 2, and 3 spot. So in a perfect world, we would play the 8 seed. and we would have home ice advantage. And we are not playing either Minnesota or Colorado because they're obviously better. So, in a perfect world, that's what would happen. I think we really don't want to play Colorado. We don't match up as well against them. And they're, they're good defending cup champs. Um, so we'll see what happens, but only 2 more regular season games, and then we're gonna get to figure it out, and I think the playoffs will start either Sunday or Monday. So it's really fun. I mean, you know how it is, like, the city's gonna start going nuts, and that arena's gonna be full, and, I love when the rest of the world finally cares about the Stars too, so it's a lot of fun for us, and my kids will get really into it. We went to the game on Saturday, and oh my gosh, it's so funny, and, like, they just realized that, like, getting autographs is a thing.
Stop it.
They've been at so many games and like seen the players multiple times. They can go into the locker room after the game. We see them in the family room after the game and they're like, cool, whatever. Like they don't really care, but they saw other people getting autographs and now they're like little autograph seekers.
That's
They
hilarious.
went like on the way out on Saturday, they got Tyler, they got Jamie, they got Mira Haskinen on his bobblehead, and I was like apologizing to the guys. I'm like, I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I don't know where this came from. They're just obsessed. They're getting anything they can find signed. Like Anna has a program that's signed, and it's just like in a pile of crap in our house. I'm like, Anna, you need to do something with this. But it's pretty cute because now she's getting really into it. My 4-year-old daughter is like obsessed with autographs.
That's funny. Well, good. You might as
So
well take
we're
advantage of
having
it while you
fun.
can, the kids.
That's right.
Well, go
That's right.
Stars. I
So
can't
yeah.
wait. I'm pulling for the Kraken, and so I can force you into going to Seattle. That's my hope and
Okay.
my desire. So your life can be
I
in
like that.
disarray and stuff. No, just kidding. Um,
You would like
uh,
that?
no, I'm
I'll
just
do the
kidding.
show from a
No.
I'll do the
Yes,
show from a random little room in the arena.
do the show from the ice with the Kraken must. I was going to call him a Mustang. The Kraken mascot.
Mascot.
Um, okay, what other sportsy stuff do we need to talk about? Because we got to get to some.
Are we talking about the Mavs? Did we talk
No,
about the
they're a
Mavs? I mean,
disaster. They're a fucking joke. Whatever. Yeah, it's
they're a
ridiculous.
disaster. They're not even in the playoffs. They
No.
decided to sit their players in a game that they could have
Yes.
potentially won and gotten into the playoffs, into the
Yeah,
play-in game. Decided to sit their players. I went on a radio rant about it.
you did. Sometimes
So
it's
I
good
don't
to
care.
rant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is good. I'm at a point in my whatever shortish radio career where I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna rant.
I'll
I'm gonna be
say
that
whatever I
woman on
want.
the radio that rants.
You'll be that
I'll say
old
whatever I
that
want.
that bitter old lady yelling about shit.
Yeah,
Um
exactly.
okay, so let's talk a little tiny bit of Rangers because we're off to a good start. I mean, it's came out
I know.
real hot after that first series against Toronto, then went on the road.
Yeah.
Rough in Chicago the first couple games, figured things out at home against the Royals, and then that's when I'm going to be able to breathe. So the Rangers are leaving town this week at the end of the Kansas City series, and they're out of town for a week, and that means they're gone without me. And then now hopefully that's when I'll be able to catch my breath. Um, so that's good. But they've
Okay.
been fun.
Sounds
They've
like we
been
can
fun to
both catch our
watch.
breath this weekend.
Yes, let's do it. Um, so they've been fun. They're a fun
They
team.
have been fun.
They're fun to watch. They really are. Like the offense is a little
Yeah.
up and down. Pitching has been a little. I mean, everything's been a little up and down. Not clicking on all cylinders. But I mean, it's 10, 12 games in. If you're above 500, I feel like you're. Let's just keep chugging away. Win series and and move on. But they're a fun team to watch. The offense has the potential to be really, really good. Same with the rotation. The bullpen's been lights out. The defense outside of one game in Chicago has been fantastic. So it's a fun team to watch. And I will tell you, the pitch clock is fucking amazing. Like you're not losing anything in the game. You're not losing any part of the game.
Hmm.
It's just moving at a much brisker, more entertaining pace. And so it's been phenomenal. I told somebody the other day, I was like, between the roof and the pitch clock, like I might be able to do this till I'm 60, this job. Maybe not really 60, but
I have to
like
carry you out
I
of
feel like
there.
it's added a couple years to my career because it's just a lot more pleasant. What are you chugging? Is that a White Claw?
Celsius. No, I wish it
Oh,
was a White
God,
Claw.
it's not
I
as
wanna
not
get
as
them
fun.
I wanna
Yeah.
somehow get a Celsius endorsement because I drink these bad boys every day right before school pickup.
I wonder if you can get Celsius on Bottle Rover because I'm considering having some Bottle Rover delivered to the ballpark right now. I'm just kidding. But our friends at Bottle Rover come in huge when you're in a pinch and you need some booze or mixers or who knows, maybe they even have Celsius. We need to check it out. But yeah, our friends at Bottle Rover, it's an app. You basically just put in your zip code, go shopping and schedule a delivery time, or if you want to pick it up, that's fine. They've been a huge game changer for me when I don't have time to literally, wipe my bottom. I mean, I do wipe my bottom, but anyway,
I
you
hope
know
you
what I
do.
mean? I do. I do. I
Mhm,
really think that's important. I think it's an important thing. Um,
mhm.
that was the most ridiculous. Why did I do that? It's like it sounded so dumb when I said bottom. Like people say I don't have time to wipe my ass. No one says I don't have time to wipe my bottom. Like that's just
Well,
why did I decide to clean it up right then? Like but what
because
a
you in that moment, you weren't sure if Henry and Hattie were around.
like
You were
no,
being
they're in
responsible.
school. I'm at the ballpark. I just said wipe
I
my
know, but you
bottom.
blacked out. You
Oh
blacked
my
out.
gosh.
You don't know what's going on
I
right now,
don't.
so you thought
I
maybe your
don't.
kids were there.
I don't.
It's
Blacked
okay.
out.
It's okay to say bottom instead of ass. Don't beat
Okay.
yourself up
But
over
it
saying
just sounds
bottom
so
instead
weird.
of ass. It doesn't
I don't
you'll
have
be
enough time
okay.
to wipe my bottom. Like it's just not as effective as I don't have time to wipe my ass. Bottom line is,
That's true.
if you
It doesn't
haven't
hit quite as
gathered by
hard.
now, I'm a fucking disaster right now. And I'm going to count on Bottle Rover to save me because they can deliver me booze. They can deliver me the good stuff. They can deliver me something to be not such a disaster or to be even more of a disaster and just not give a fuck about it. So download the Bottle Rover app, give them a try, go shopping, get all your stuff, wipe your bottom, and that's it. What do you think about that read?
I think it was really good. I think it was really
Well,
good.
I
We
mean,
do love our friends at Bottle Rover.
I feel like it was authentic.
I use I use them a lot. So we have
Yeah.
what's on your feed and we have news desk. So we need to do a little producing on the fly here
So I
because
think we're just
I
gonna
feel like our
combine them all. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. This show is
Okay.
basically a microcosm of me and my life right now, where it's
Uh-huh.
just kind of a disaster. So yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a couple things I want to talk about, and well, first of all, let's do
Yeah.
news desk. Which thank you to Bottle Rover for bringing us news desk, and then we'll do what's on my feed. So news desk, I feel like it's also on your feed. Taylor, I just became emotionally invested in Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Joe, which I don't know
Same.
much about. But after going to that concert, I fell in love with one of the backup dancers. Not really in love, but I shot my shot, shot him a DM. He still hasn't
Mhm.
responded. Devastating.
He's busy.
He's busy. But anyway, became
Actually,
super
they're on break, I
invested.
think,
I
till
know, don't I know he
yeah.
doesn't think I'm important. He does his name is Cam Saunders. He has a brother who plays in the NFL. He would be perfect to come on our show. And he didn't
Yeah.
I slid in his
We'll
DMs and
keep
he
working
ignored
on
me.
him.
Okay. But Taylor and Joe broke up and I kind of was sad about this. How do you feel?
I was too, because I think yeah, we were both at the concert last week.
I felt like I connected. I
And
became
so
like a partial Swifty.
right? So did I. I said today on the air that I'm like a quarter Swifty. Yeah, how could you not go to that show and like feel like you're her friend because she's so awesome? So yeah, it was very shocking. And I didn't realize that whole time we were watching her perform that she had just broken up with her boyfriend. I thought she was happily with man at that point, and they've been together like 6 years, and there were even some reports they were like secretly married. And I saw the headlines today that she broke up with him, and they're saying it's because of her career. She wants to focus on her career. So I feel like
How much
that's
more focus
code
does
for
she
like,
want?
I know.
I
I feel
mean,
like that's code for
sh
like you're just not that into him anymore.
yeah.
Because if you were, then you would, figure out career and man, I think. Um, so who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that was pretty shocking news after being together for so long. So there's like, I guess she switched out one of her songs too on the Eras tour that she has done so far. She switched out like a song that was about him for a breakup song. So there were like
Ooh.
little Easter eggs that she had put into her set list because she'd already broken up with him at this point. And turns out
Okay,
there's a reason why.
okay, let's do this though. I feel like when you're super famous, Hollywood famous singer, whatever, like they don't stay single long. Like they jump from
No.
man to man and woman to woman, and I mean, I feel like shit moves fast when you're famous. So let's do an over under.
Yeah.
Today is April 11th. Over under on how many days or weeks until Taylor is spotted with someone like relationship wise, like new man, rumored to be new man, old flame, yada yada yada. Which let's just you
I
throw
feel
out
like
a
3 weeks
whoa, that's soon. Okay, I was gonna go 5
because
because
well, she's I think been broken up for a couple weeks and this is just
okay.
surfacing. So now we're at 5
Okay,
if you do a couple weeks and then 3 weeks.
let's do a date. Let's do a date. I'm gonna say
Okay.
June 1.
Oh, you think she's gonna make it all the way through Memorial Day?
Okay, let's say June 1. I'm taking the over if you want to take the under. If you want to do it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
take
gonna go
the
under?
under on June 1.
Okay, I'm
I think
taking the
she's gonna
over.
at least have a spring fling.
Ooh, a spring fling. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna write it down and then I'll probably throw this paper away so it won't mean anything, but we can always go back and look. So June 1, Julie takes the under, I'm taking the over. Okay, last thing we want to
Yep.
talk about. I want to talk about more disasters in my life. I don't know if you had anything to talk about, but we need to talk about how many times can I am such a mess. How many times can I say talk about? You know what I need? I need a therapy session. And you know where I can find
I think
one?
you do.
Our friends at BetterHelp. And I'm dead serious. I need to sit down and make time to do this because I'm clearly losing my
Me
mind
too.
and I need to sit down and
Yeah.
talk to someone. So give our listeners the
Yeah.
deets on BetterHelp. And you know what? Give them to me too so I can write this shit down and get it going.
Here's all the deets, because I'm gonna do it too. Uh, but before we even get to that, we have to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. So if you're like us, you talk to your friends maybe as a form of therapy, but sometimes there's a point where you just know maybe that you need to talk to a professional. And like Emily said, this is really on our short list of things to do because I think it is beneficial whether or not you feel like you're losing your mind. I think to sit down and talk to somebody about life and somebody who is not going to try and sway you one way or the other, or not somebody that you're living under the same roof with, or even your parents, they're just going to offer a different perspective if they're a professional. So whether or not you've been in therapy personally, there's all different kinds of ways that it can help you. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries in your life. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. And it's not just for those who have experienced major trauma, it's really for everybody. We are really thrilled actually to be working with BetterHelp right now because we do feel like just in the day to day coming and going throughout life, I hear so many people that say that therapy has helped them or that they've given it a try and it's really changed their perspective on things. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. You can do the whole thing entirely online. So that's what makes it so much more convenient and flexible than some of these other ones where you have to go sit in an office, you have to kind of jump through hoops to figure out where you can go, where your insurance is going to work with, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do to work with BetterHelp is go to betterhelp.com. And like usual, we are helping with a discount for you. If you go to betterhelp.com/momgame, betterhelp.com/momgame, you're going to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/momgame. You can fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapist anytime for no additional charge, which is nice. If you're like, this person and I aren't really hitting it off, I'm just going to click, click, click and find somebody new. You don't have to go face to face and tell them you're leaving or anything like that. The whole point is that this is flexible, this is online, this is convenient, and it's something that you could probably use. So BetterHelp HELP.com/momgame. Let us know if you do it. We want to know, and we want to know how it's helping you.
Okay. Yes, I really need to do that. I've been meaning to,
Yeah,
and it's just things have gotten in the way, and that's also part of the problem, like prioritizing shit that's important, and like mental health and getting your head right is also pretty important. Okay,
it
so I
is.
wanted to talk to you about something that I've talked about it before. Like, do you ever get like social media fatigue to where you just feel
Yeah,
like I'm annoyed by what I'm seeing, or and then I'm like, why am I
yeah.
annoyed? Why are you annoyed? Like, just don't follow them or turn it off or shut it down. But I don't, and it makes me
Almost every time.
angry. Yeah, and it makes me weird. It weirds me out that I'm annoyed by it. I'm like, why am I annoyed? Why just shut it off, unfollow, mute, do all the things. But it's like I just continue to do the same thing and then continue to get annoyed. So anyway, I was when I was on the road, I was texting with some of my baseball girlfriends. And we're kind of all older and have similar thought processes and thinking and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, "Hey, can I be, honest with you guys?" And they're like, "Absolutely." And so I was like, Does anybody else get annoyed like by certain things that they see online?" And sometimes, to be perfectly honest, it's women who are doing my job that are a lot younger than me, that have a lot different experience with social media, who are doing things differently than I do, or in different life situations than I am. And I'm like, I think I start to question myself, like, is this what I need to be doing? Do I need to be, posting my fits? Do I need to be posting all my hair and makeup that I'm getting done? Do I need to, which I'm not getting any of those things. Um, but I'm like, am I doing this right? I mean, I'm a dinosaur in this fucking
I
business,
know.
basically. And so it's like you start to question yourself, and then that makes me frustrated with myself anyway. So it was the best text that I received back from my one of my girlfriends. And she was like, "Hey, she's like, okay, I can hardly read because I can't hardly see." So she said, "You are professional. You're not an old ass." Because I was like, "Listen to my old ass," I just was like, I feel so old. And so I called myself an old ass. And she said, "You are not an old ass." She said, "I think we all struggle with staying relevant to a degree and what we will do to achieve that. You have your boundaries, and I believe boundaries serve as intuition. My guess is that you get bothered because it triggers your boundaries. And so instead of letting them frustrate you, reframe it and say, damn, I'm glad I know what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do." And that type of clear conviction will maybe relieve some of the annoyance, but more importantly, set an amazing example for Hattie, my daughter, about not doing things that make you uncomfortable. Teenage girls struggle so much with setting boundaries and being okay with not following the crowd. So watching you say, "Not for me," is actually exactly what your kids need. And I thought, "Oh my
Wow.
gosh, like bravo, like Amy G, like
I
I
think
love you
she's
so
been to
much for saying like
therapy.
the way she spelled that out for me, like, don't instead of looking at as being annoyed or questioning yourself. And I think it's not because I'm annoyed by any person in particular or their personality or who they are. It's just that it causes all these thoughts in my head of like what we talked about. Like, am I doing all the right things? What do I need to do to stay relevant? And blah, blah, blah. And
Mm,
usually I don't care about that stuff. And then when I see something, that triggers me, I'm like, well, fuck, maybe I should care about it. Maybe I need to care more. Maybe I need to be more
because
on social media.
yeah,
And it just starts this whole
it gets in
cycle.
your
And so I
head too
thought
much. It's consuming.
yes. And so I thought the way she put that was brilliant. And it really did give me like this piece of, okay, you know what? She's right. And this is how you need to look at it. And I mean, I'm grateful to
Mhm.
her for the advice, and I think she nailed it. And I just wanted to share that because I thought it was, I screenshotted it and saved it on my phone. So whenever I do like start to get in that place, like it's a very succinct reminder of, hey, snap out of it. Look at it this way instead of,
Mhm.
the way that you were. That's kind of like not
Yeah.
self-destructive, but it's not self-encouraging by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
So anyway, I thought
Yeah.
that was fantastic and I wanted to share with you.
That's really good advice. And isn't it kind of like a little bit like refreshing or like helps you clear your head a little bit if you just anytime you see anything like that now you can think like that's not what I wanna do. Like, more
Right,
power
and
to
that's
these
not
people
me,
or
and
whatever, but that's
yes,
not
and
what I wanna
you
do,
listen,
so I'm
you
not
do
gonna
you. Right.
stress
And it's
myself
like
out
I've
about
always
it.
said on social media, like, you do you. You do what that's your business, it's your feed, it's your thing. We've all got our own
Mhm.
shit. I'm sure people don't wanna see pictures of my kids or whatever, all that kind of stuff. That's fine. You do you, but what it was doing is it was creeping into my head was, should I be doing more of that? Should I be doing it more like this instead of the way that I'm doing? And so I just didn't I hated that, that those thoughts were creeping into my head and I was, overthinking it where usually I'm just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. And so it was
Right.
just kind of
Well,
working through that.
you've made it to this point in your career because of your skills and because you're good at your job and because you've established, that relationship with the players and that they trust you. And these are people that are maybe trying really hard to get to the point that you've already gotten to in your career, and they do feel like they need to do those kind of things to put themselves on a stage and grab attention one way or another, to get to that point in your career. So that should also feel good too. Like, I don't need to do it. I'm here. I've done it the old-fashioned way, the hard way with, studying and being really good at your job and covering a whole bunch of different sports and getting to this point. So, those are people that are trying to get to where you have gotten to, so
Well,
I
yeah, I
agree.
mean,
That's great
yeah,
advice, but
yeah, I just thought it was such great advice. Like, just
yeah.
don't question yourself based on what other people are doing for sure. Okay, I
Yeah,
did have one more
for
story. Do you
sure.
have any other stories? Anything else you want to tell me? Because I have one quick
I'm
story to
good.
share. Okay, so
Yeah.
we talked about Easter a little bit on the phone. We didn't get to talk about it on the show. So I missed Easter, and it made me sad, but it's okay. I think this is like the only holiday I'm missing during the season, including birthdays and all that kind of stuff. So I got the kids like I bought Hattie a hoodie, like I got Henry some batting gloves. I was like, "Happy Easter," you know. Then Hattie kept talking about the Easter bunny, and I'm like, "You don't believe in the Easter bunny. You just want candy and a basket of shit." And basically, it's true. And so anyway, so I leave town. I didn't do anything else for the kids or for Easter or whatever. I didn't pick out outfits for church. I didn't do anything. I've been trying to let it go, like Elsa or Anna or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
her name is. And so I didn't make any plans for Mike. I didn't do any outfit picking out. There was no baskets. There was no eggs to color. There was no nothing. So then
Wow.
he starts
Yeah.
texting and is like, Hattie's asking about the Easter bunny. But I'm like, she doesn't believe in the Easter bunny. She just wants fucking snacks, whatever. So he goes and gets an Easter basket. And then he sends me a picture and they're dying eggs. And
Oh
he
my
killed it.
gosh.
He killed it. He killed
Aw.
it. He did great. Um, and so I was so happy when I got home. Like I was so grateful and so thankful. And I'm proud, like which sounds weird to say, but I am proud. Like he was like, I was like, I was proud of me too, because I wasn't micromanaging everything. I was like, you can figure it out. And he did. He's a fucking grown ass man, and these are his kids. And so anyway, I was super, super proud of Mike. But then one little thing, if I can just call on
Uh-oh.
you gentlemen or ladies or whoever doesn't usually do the household chores, let me tell you something. You're not doing the dishes unless you unload them and put them back where they belong. You are not
Yeah, that's
doing
true.
laundry. You didn't do laundry unless we got to completion, unless the clothes are back where they belong. You did not
Yep.
do laundry. You didn't do the dishes. You got it started. Great job, but let's get to completion. Everybody likes
Yep.
completion, don't they? Everybody likes
Let's
completion.
execute from
let's
A to
get
Z. Let's
let's get
not
to that
have a
finish
project
line.
that's unfinished. How
Let's
would that go over in the
let's
business world if you're like,
let's
"Hey, I'm done with this account. Everything's good." But then you've never like actually done the commercial for the
submitted the
company that you
report.
said or submitted your TPS reports.
Yeah,
Yes, you must
let's
finish the
get
the
to the
job.
finish. Let's
I
get to
have
completion. Let's get to
one
completion.
of those too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I love
one
it.
of
I
the
was so
biggest
proud of it. And so I didn't say anything. He doesn't listen to our podcast, so I don't have
I
to worry
know.
about it. And so I didn't say a word, but I'm like, I was gone for 60 hours. And I there was 3 loads of laundry waiting. Like and I was like, "What the fuck what happened in these 60 hours?" 60. 3 loads of
Yeah.
laundry and the biggest ass dishwasher full of dishes. The dishes were done because he put them in the dishwasher, put a pod in, closed it and
What
hit
is
fucking
it?
start. And
What
then
is it
that's it.
about unloading the dishwasher
I
that they
don't
avoid
know.
like the
But then
plague?
and he gets so proud. "Oh, I did the laundry and the dishes." "No, you didn't. I love you, honey. Thanks for getting it started. Let's get to completion. Let's
Yeah,
finish the job. Let's cross that finish
yeah.
line. Let's go."
And if you do a little something, you don't have to brag about it.
Oh, I know. Well, and I was proud, but so I didn't say a word when literally for 5 hours on Monday, I was, like, trying to get my house back in order from being gone for
Yeah.
60 effing hours. But anyway,
That's
super
the old
proud.
pick your battles
But
thing with the
yep,
spouse,
I
right?
didn't pick
You
that
pick
one.
and choose.
I didn't pick that one. So,
Yep.
okay, I
Well,
actually, you know what? I feel a
dying
little
of the
bit
Easter
better.
eggs is great.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we did
good.
good. Okay,
Deep
I
breaths.
feel a
You've
little
got
bit better.
now you get to go watch baseball and do your fun
Yeah,
job
yes,
and watch a team
and
that's good.
yes. Yeah, yes. I have so much to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for you and our time together here today, Julie. Um, hopefully I'll be we're gonna be back
Good.
in well, so we
Me
are gonna
too.
be in we're gonna be in a studio next week. And I'm excited about next week because
Uh-huh.
we're gonna have my friend Sarah Garver on. She is the wife of Mitch Garver, who is our catcher for us. And she is a effing badass. So she's a vet. She has a small, I don't know how old he is. He's still pretty young. So a relatively new mom, veterinarian, and she's just super chill, laid back. So she's going to come on because I always say that, and you're a sports wife, you're a hockey wife. Like it's so hard on women,
Mhm.
the spouses, whoever the other one is,
Yeah.
whether your husband travels a lot for work or whether your wife travels a lot for work and you're the one at home. The one who's at home while the other is traveling, it's a hard ass job. And so I wanted to have Sarah on, and I think we'll have a great time with her. She's got a great story, and we will be in a
Yeah.
studio back together next week. There will be wine
Should be
next week.
fun.
Don't you worry. There will be wine. There will be wine. Lots of it.
There will be
There will be
wine.
wine. Yes.
I believe it. I believe it. I'm
Okay.
excited for that
Thanks,
too. I'm
Julie. I
excited
feel
to
like this was a little bit of a
ask a
therapy session.
veterinarian.
Yes. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It will
No,
be.
okay, good. Well, I hope it helped a little bit to talk through things, and
It
I think
did.
anybody listening can relate to so many of these things, especially most of all the husbands that don't unload the dishwasher.
So true. Okay. All right. We're back
Everything else
together
too,
again
though.
next week. I know. We're back together again next week.
We
I
are.
miss you. Hopefully
I
I won't
miss you
implode
too.
before then.
I've had fun
Okay.
watching you on TV though with the kids, killing it
Thanks.
as always.
Thanks. Tell Ryder and Anna I love them.
Go get them. Okay, I will. Good stuff.
See you later.
Mom game out.